car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay, things people love.
You have the choice, whether it's going out to dinner or ordering takeout at a local restaurant. Those choices help to put money back into your community. And Town Square Media South Jersey puts a spotlight on local restaurants.
Go deep at Jester's Dive Bar in Rio Grande. Jester'sDiveBar.com. Preventer Restaurant in Ventnor, a Latin American steakhouse with daily specials. Find them on Facebook. The Cheese Board is back in Central Square Linwood with Chef Justin reviving the classic flavors you love.
Thank you for supporting these great local restaurants.
Home of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Thank God I'm a girl!
Sixers.
Bang! It's good! Ball game!
And Flyers.
Just in front of the net!
97.3 ESPN. WENJ. WENJ HD. Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey.
The following program is paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schwein. The opinions expressed are not those of Town Square Media or station advertisers.
Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy.
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the locker room with Billy Schwein and my locker room youth movement. Producer Danny Ryan and the intern Andrew Leeds is back with us after missing last week because he was sick. Danny Ryan, good morning.
I think it's an excuse. I still think it's an excuse. He let us down last week.
Hey, man. Had a bit of a cold, you know.
Yeah. A bit of a cold or a bit of a hangover. What do we?
He still has a sick, Flyers feeling sick.
Eagles hangover.
Yeah. And that's all right, Andrew. We forgive you.
We all do, you know.
I got to tell you, but listen, I got to tell you, man, my man Danny Ryan over here, he's going over and above the Call of Duty. Like Leeds, this guy's been out 2 weekends in a row with not much sleep. He comes in here fresh as a he's looking good.
Listen, I got to make up for that one time that I overslept and didn't make it in. I'll tell you what, by the grace of God, we had Nick Earnshaw coming in that Sunday, or else we wouldn't have had a producer.
But Leeds and I, we understand why you were afraid. You cowered it out. You didn't want to face Debbie with a sit.
And what did I do next time I came in? I did what? I think you set the over under at 22. I did like 23 or 24 push-ups.
You just beat it.
Yeah.
I remember.
He was struggling.
Just to stick it to you, I was struggling with the end.
Good morning, Andrew Leeds.
Good morning. It's great to be back after some coldness last week.
Dynasty in here.
Yes, sir. Great to be back. I mean, I still have a little bit of a dry cough going on. I mean, it's just that time of year.
You gotta suck it up, man. You gotta suck it up. It's March. Beware the Ides of March is what I wrote in my article on 97.3 ESPN.com. We got a great show lined up today, guys. A lot of high school basketball tournaments. All the group tournaments are going on. Wrestling is in full swing, and next week they're going to be at Boardwalk Hall for the state championships. And yesterday, Friday and Saturday, Middle Township they won their first championship in school history, wrestling championship in school history. They got 8-9 wrestlers in the regionals last night, and we're going to talk to the head coach of the Middle Township high school wrestling team, Matt Wolf, who's also the chief of the Avalon Beach Patrol.
Yeah, that'll be great to have him on, talk about what it's like to lead those boys to the first championship in school history. I mean, that's always a huge deal.
Yeah.
Regardless of sport. I mean, when you get that first championship, you put up that first banner in the gymnasium. It's always a good feeling.
That's a chest pounder forever, man.
I mean, win today, you walk together forever. And they're going to do that.
And Danny, yesterday I went to the Haddon Township High School boys basketball game. They played they played Palmyra, and they won 47-43. What a nip and tuck game. You know what? These high school games and this time of year, man, there's a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of great action. And it was intense, man.
That's why we do our segment, the high school players in the spotlight.
Man.
I mean, there's some
Fran
good...
Mclaughlin, brought to you by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township.
There you go, shameless plug.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you got some talented kids over there. High school, as much as you want to downplay, compared to college or the pros, those guys, I mean, you got to start somewhere, and they're just as talented as everyone else. So,
now, you young bucks, I'm holding the book up here. If you're looking on our StreamYard, we're broadcasting live on my YouTube channel. Go to lockerroombillyschwein.com. Or the X platform. We are on the X platform, broadcasting live. Now, I'm holding a book called Blades, Bands, and Ballers. And it's written by a gentleman by the name of Lou Scheinfeld. And Lou, I had lunch with him 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
He's the guy that named the Spectrum.
That's awesome.
He's the guy that's responsible for bringing Kate Smith to sing God Bless America. He's also the one that got the Flyers, so that he'll tell a story today about how the Flyers, how they became the Flyers in Philly. He got the money, I think it was like $2 million to Clarence Campbell when the expansion draft was going on, 10 minutes before the cutoff. Otherwise, the Flyers wouldn't be.
I mean, talk about a legend that I feel like a lot of people probably don't know very much about.
We got a gem right here.
I mean, the Spectrum is considered, that's like, to me, like the iconic sports name in the city of Philadelphia. I mean, the Vet, too.
He used to
but
call
the
it America's
Spectrum,
Show. He's going to tell a story on how he named the Spectrum. He named it.
Yeah,
It was
incredible.
his idea.
I can't wait to hear more about his story because I honestly don't know that much about it. So I can't wait to have
It'll
him
be like
on.
a history lesson for you.
Yeah, there we go. The youth
Philadelphia
movement.
historian, if you will.
So, yeah, this book is a great read. I've just started reading it. I'm not finished it, but I can't wait to talk to Lou. He's a wealth of knowledge. And by the way, he's getting ready to open up a sports museum.
Really?
In Philadelphia.
I might have to check
It's
that
going
out.
to be down at the stadium complex. They're trying to get it. Yeah, he'll tell us a little
that'd
bit
be awesome.
about that, and we'll promote his book, Lou. And then, of course, at the bottom of the second hour, we will get our high school athletes in the spotlight, brought to you by Fran Mclaughlin, owner of the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township. So we got a great show lined up today.
Jam-packed show.
How about the Sixers last night?
Oh, man.
The night they get the news that Joel Embiid is done for the year. And now there's even rumors that they might have to get a forced retirement.
Yeah, and that would benefit the Sixers, obviously, because his money would be off the books if the Players Association and the NBA in general do determine that he's forced to retire, a medical retirement. But definitely don't want to talk about that, to be honest with you. That scares the living daylights out of me.
That's
to lose a guy like Joel Embiid.
With all the injuries he's had, Andrew, with the amount of. I mean, he's had problems with his knee several times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
and
the
the
list
more you
is
take out of that
staggering.
knee, cartilage-wise, the less stable it's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting at the point, obviously. I mean, I'll always have love for Joel Embiid and everything he's done for the city. And obviously, I don't want to see him go out like that. But it is getting to a point where it's a situation where I could see the organization. I mean, their hand might be
There
forced.
again, organization. I love it.
There you go.
I didn't even know that was a Canadian
it's
word,
Canadian,
to be honest with you.
eh?
Apparently.
Come on,
Apparently, eh?
You're doing it.
That's just the word I use.
That's
I never knew that was of
Natural.
Canadian origin. Hey, I'm a natural, baby. What can you say? But I mean, Joel Embiid, it sucks to see him, yet again miss a season with injuries, and hopefully, that isn't forced into that situation, because that would just be, I feel like, such an ugly situation for like a guy like that who dedicated his career for 10 years to Philly to go out in that manner.
An all-time talent, too. I honestly, Billy, you have no sympathy for him, but I do. I really do feel bad for the guy.
I wouldn't say I don't have any sympathy for him. I do, deep down inside, I have, but I'm more like, the process was all, I mean, there's people that say the process was worth it. He had all these years of being in the conversation. Never made it past the second round. I'm more frustrated than I feel compassion for him. Obviously, I don't want his season to come, his career to come to an end. But for the Sixers, it might be the best option.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking not only missing the rest of this season, but possibly all of next season too, which is the rumor right now, at least, still all very new, and you can't really determine that as of right now. But if that were to happen, I'd be considering it if I were Joel Embiid. Why would you want to put yourself through that? Just constant, pain, constant depressive state, honestly, because you're trying to rehab yourself back and you can't get yourself to, into playing shape where you want to be, where that knee can operate. I would consider retirement too. So, I mean, it's dark days for the Philadelphia 76ers, but I'll tell you what, That Quentin Grimes kid can ball.
Well, how about that?
44 points. I mean,
Like,
Maxey went 2
I gotta
for
be honest with
14.
you, I gotta be honest with you, I didn't watch the game. I watched the Flyers, and after that I started flicking. I fell asleep at like I don't know, like 11.
It's an absurd stat line. He went 18 for 24 from the field, 6 for 9 from 3, but then goes 2 for 8 from the line and ends up being a -5 on the night after having 44 points and 6 rebounds. I mean,
yeah,
3 steals
unreal
too, and it's a
performance.
-5. It's so weird.
Yeah,
but
I'm
Maxey, 2 for 14. Somebody had to, make up
And
for
they
the
beat
slack.
the Warriors, 120. No, they didn't have Butler, right?
Yeah, Butler was out. Butler was out. I mean,
The
obviously,
NBA, man. You know what? The NBA's got a big problem. With every time you turn on a game, this guy's out, this guy didn't play, this star didn't play, that star didn't play. Like, eventually the fans are going to get fed up with this.
Yeah, I will say this season as a whole, I mean, obviously the Sixers being in the state they are is a huge reason towards it. But even outside of that, this is the least I've been invested in the NBA.
Right.
It does seem like every year it's just
Numbers are
slowly
down.
going down and down, which is a shame because I love basketball. I love watching good basketball. I can't wait for the playoffs when they come around, but the regular season
That's why when you go to
worthless.
these high school and college games, there's so much intensity because they're not playing for the money, they're playing for the love of the game and their school, and it's just a different vibe, man. It's so cool.
I think
that's why the tournament's so successful.
Yeah,
The
100%. I mean, and you have these underdogs that, in these Cinderella stories that could easily come away with the tournament and the championship. As far as the NBA goes, though, I watched my first, back-to-back nationally televised doubleheader on ESPN on Friday, and even I was, snoozing through half of it. I mean, it was 2 great matchups, too. It was Cavs-Celtics. That went down to the wire after the Celtics jumped out early, and then it was Lakers-Clippers. Both games really good, but there's just something about it this year. I'm not as invested.
I know.
And maybe it's because the Sixers are bad that I'm not paying as close attention to the
what I
NBA in
think.
general, but I don't know, man.
It's
It's been a
weird.
poor product, at least in my eyes.
How about the Flyers last night?
Matt
I mean, they go up to Winnipeg. Winnipeg? Were they in Winnipeg last night, right? Were they home?
Yes, Winnipeg.
They were in Winnipeg.
The Sixers were at home.
Yeah, the Sixers were. Winnipeg. Who's first place in their do you see the standings?
I know. They're now 42-15-4. They're really good this year for no reason.
42-15-4. We went up there and kept them to held them to 1 goal because their power play. They had that last. There was a couple of power plays they had in the third period, and they were it was unbelievable.
I mean, a 96 point. Not 96.7, but 96% save percentage for Fedotov. He was immaculate last night, and kept Matt Vey in the game, and Matt Vey was able to close it out at the end. I mean, he is a generational talent. I mentioned it before we went on the air, but it's unreal.
That his goal in the shootout or the overtime was unbelievable.
I mean, I've never seen anything. A rookie at that matter do this. For that fact, do this. I haven't seen that.
I thought the whole team. Like the game was even though it was 2-1, it wasn't like it was a low scoring game.
Yeah.
But there were great plays, there were great end to end action. There were some good hits.
They've been playing
it
good
had
hockey.
everything.
Yeah.
It had everything last night.
Yeah, I'm going to the game Thursday. That's how good of hockey they're playing.
Is
right
that
now.
right?
I'm not a huge Flyers fan, but I got to go see it in person myself. So
standings wise, they're not necessarily in the hunt, but they're a fun team to watch this year for
They're
sure.
6 points out of a playoff spot. The thing is, they got 5 or 6 teams to jump.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like they're going to make the playoffs.
Regardless, even though they're losing, I mean, it's a fun team.
But Andrew, we've had Briere, we've had who's the?
I know who you're talking about. Why can't I think of the
Keith
name?
Jones.
Keith Jones.
We had Keith Jones on our show.
I knew it was a K.
Yeah. I mean, and they all lowered the expectations. They've been doing it all year. We're not going to make it. We're not that good. We're rebuilding. But guess what? Them lowering the expectations. Obviously, when you see a game like that gives you so much hope that they have a good young nucleus, and they still got they're going the right direction with the cap and everything.
Yeah, and like Danny said, having a guy like Matvei Mishkov, you could argue it's probably too early to say he's the best player right now, but he's making a case for one of the best players on the team in his rookie year.
Yeah.
That's special in hockey.
I could see him being a top 5 player in the NHL by, I want to say year 2 that he's that good, but I'll say year 3. Right. Top 5 player in the NHL.
All right, so we got a lot to talk about. We got 2 hours to get it all in. The first hour of the locker was powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that will help you through the entire process. From contract signing to closing for the shortest center city and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with over 20 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give Chris Mooney a call in the Ocean City office, 609-399-1227. Now, I want to tell you about McCann Appraisers. For all your real estate appraisal needs, call John A. McCann and Associates, 609-263-7422. Whether for commercial or residential properties, for estate, tax, financial planning, divorce, financing, and more, the professionals at John A. McCann and Associates are licensed and ready to assist you. Give them a call anytime, 609-263-7422. Ask for Norma. That's McCann Appraisers. All right, when we return, we'll continue the more here in the locker room with Billy Schwein and my locker room youth movement. Producer Danny Ryan and the intern Andrew Leeds right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Joe and Q with Joe Fortenbaugh and Q Myers. Middays on 97.3 ESPN.
People get innovative and they find a way to improve their chances of success. They do it within the legal guidelines. And then when they go out there and no one can stop it, all of a sudden we have to stand up and say, this is unfair. Bull crap. Now everybody hates a tush push, yet only one team can do it.
Listen to Joe and Q weekdays from noon to 2 on 97.3 ESPN.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia Star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hi there, this is the Negadelphian from the locker room, and I might be negative about our Philly sports teams, but one thing I'm positive about is Elisa's shoes. Are you looking for the perfect pair of shoes? Then step into Elisa's shoe store on Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey, where style meets comfort. From trendy sandals or everyday sneakers or an elegant heels for a night out, they've got it all. Their friendly team is there to help you find the perfect fit, no matter what the occasion. That's Elisa's Shoes at Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey. Go to elisashoes.com or call 609-391-8859. Tell them the boys from the locker room sent you.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson & Sons for electrical. They're number one.
It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Dell Technologies is celebrating with anniversary savings on their most popular tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs like the XPS 16, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors and more. Plus, curate your dream setup with great deals on select monitors, mice, and more must-have electronics and accessories. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to leading-edge technology to match your forward-thinking spirit and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
Craving a tasty breakfast or lunch? Come on down to Hot Bagels and More. They've got fresh baked bagels, irresistible spreads, and a mouth-watering selection of sandwiches, perfect for any appetite. Join them in Northfield, Atlantic City, Summers Point, and 2 locations in Margate for flavors that keep you coming back. Don't miss their homemade tuna and chicken salad, along with hearty soups. Order ahead or take advantage of their catering options for your next event. Hot Bagels and More, where every bite is a delight. Visit hotbagelsandmore.com. TournySports.com or stop in today.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim in my Locker Room youth movement. Producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds is here. By the way, guys, so we're going to have Lou Scheinfeld on at the top of the hour, but he's promoting a book. Can you put the StreamYard on there, please, there, Danny boy?
I gotcha.
I'm showing this book, Blades, Bands, and Ballers, written by Lou Scheinfeld. He was an executive with the Flyers for many years. He's the one. Lou is responsible for he named the Spectrum and actually helped get the Flyers to Philadelphia. So we'll talk about the pictures in here are unbelievable. It's going to be an interesting discussion to hear how he came about that.
Yeah, for sure. Because especially you think about how the Flyers were the first expansion team to win the Cup.
Yeah.
And like, imagine if he wasn't able to help bring the Flyers to Philly in the first place. I'm sure we would have gotten a hockey team eventually because it's such a big sports town. But it wouldn't have been the same. They wouldn't have won a championship so fast.
Now, all right, so we gave away a lot of great. This is a funny story. We gave away a lot of great stuff, and a couple of people are going to be picking up their Super Bowl shirts that we gave away. We gave away some Flyers items last week, courtesy of Pro Image Sports and Fan Treasures, Johnny DeMaria down there, and one gentleman he won the blanket, and then he texts me after the show and he says, well, I try to call him and text him and say, we got to meet to give you this stuff. He said, keep it. He's a Rangers fan.
Oh.
He's a Rangers fan.
Brutal. I mean, I would have taken the blanket just to have the blanket.
I have a
It's
blanket.
nice.
Yeah.
So I texted him this morning and said, well, I'm going to give it away.
Why
So
not?
here's what we're going to do. Here's the blanket. If you're looking on the StreamYard, the YouTube channel or X platform, here's the blanket. It's a Flyers blanket. It's a nice blanket, courtesy of Pro Image Sports and Fan Treasures. Go to my podcast, The Locker Room, on 8 podcast locations. Go to my podcast. We interviewed Ken Morrow. How long did he say his last shift was? So you just go find the Ken Morrow interview.
Look up Locker Room Billy Schwein.
Locker Room Billy Schwein.
Spotify,
Apple,
wherever you get your podcast.
Wherever you get your podcast. Go there. Put down the right answer. Send the text to 609-403-0973. 609-403-0973. How long did Ken Morrow stay on the ice for his last shift? It's in the podcast. And it's probably in the middle. Well, you got to listen to the podcast.
Don't give him too many hints. And the catch is, the first person to text in the correct answer will be the winner, but we're not going to announce it till the end of the show.
Right.
Keep the suspense until we get off the air. So plug the number one more time. Giving away a Flyers blanket.
403-0973. 609-403-0973. Have a nice Flyers blanket. These are nice blankets.
They're really nice. It's a nice throw.
I have one of these at home.
Yeah, I have similar ones.
Nice.
I don't think I have
a
Flyers.
Phillies one.
I have an Eagles one. But yeah, they're always nice to have. Like you said, Danny, even if I was a Rangers fan, a blanket's a blanket.
Right.
It's a fleece throw is what they call it. And it's a nice
Can't beat
one. It's a really nice one. So 609-403-0973 is the text board. Tell us how long Kenny Morrow said. You got to go to my podcast, The Locker Room, Billy Schwein.
Last week's episode, right?
This
Last
22nd,
Saturday?
yeah, let's
Okay.
say 22nd of February. How long did he say his shift was? His last
And
shift?
obviously the shift in the Miracle on Ice.
Yeah, Miracle
win.
on Ice. 45 years ago.
Yeah, incredible.
All right, America's Showplace was the Spectrum, and obviously that's where the Flyers and Sixers played for a long, long time. It was such a intimate place. It was it was so small, and everybody was right there. It was great to watch hockey, great to watch basketball, great to watch concerts. I've been to plenty of concerts at the Spectrum. So he'll talk to us about that, Lou Scheinfeld. At the bottom of the hour here in a few minutes, Matt Wolf is going to talk to us. Here's what a story this is. I mean, Matt Wolf, chief of the Avalon Beach Patrol. They win the South Jerseys last year. The jerseys are going to be held, lifeguard championships are going to be held in Avalon this year. Then this year he wins this first state championship that Middle Township's ever had.
Having one hell of a year. I'm excited to talk to him.
Yeah, really unbelievable achievement. Now, the Flyers win last night, 2-1. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. How upset are you? Danny said he's going to the game, Andrew. But you'll still watch. You'll watch the Flyers over the Sixers now, or what?
Yeah, right now.
Yeah,
Last night they weren't even on my. I just said yesterday during the show, I said, the Sixers will get killed tonight.
When do you think they shut Paul George down, by the way? Do you think they do that? Or you think
did you hear? So yesterday,
I personally would let him
play. Did you hear
play.
when we played yesterday? Paul George's, he made an announcement.
Oh,
that he's
yeah.
Stop his
Midweek. He's retiring from Podcast P till the end of the season.
So
to lock in to make the playoffs.
As we're 17 games below 500, have some free.
What reality is this gentleman living in? What reality is he in? I mean, you're going to tell me now after they're like, 20 games left in the season, he's going to stop the podcast now, and now he's going to start getting his body in shape and trying to make the playoffs.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and say that the reason Paul George has been struggling is because he's been distracted by the podcast.
Yeah.
I think Paul George is just struggling because he's getting up there in age. He's just not the player he once was. I don't think the podcast has much to do with it.
Probably not.
But dude, come on. You got to know how that looks. I mean,
that's why
if you're 500 going into the final 20 games of the season, I get it.
Yeah.
But you're 18 games under, and you're making this big announcement that Podcast P is retired till the end of the season. Have some self-awareness.
Then Embiid was ruled out for the season like the next day.
Yeah.
Next day, and now it's coming out that he might have to retire.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. We've gone through some dark days as Philadelphia 76ers fans, but these are about as dark as they come, Billy.
It is.
And Maxi's the one
next
bright
week,
spot.
I'm going to reach out during this week. I'm going to reach out to Dr. Sean McMillan. He's the head of sports medicine at Virtua. He's an orthopedic surgeon. I want him to come on and talk about the knee. Maybe he's got some. I'm sure the medical community's all talking about this, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, medical
they're
retirement isn't something that happens very often.
Right.
A player being essentially forced into medical retirement. Yeah, I'm sure it's a topic of interest for those in the medical sports industry.
Yeah. So I'm like, not like the Sixers are like, thankfully the basketball tournament's coming up. It's bracket time. Everybody's going to be filling out their brackets. But the Sixers can thank the Eagles. We're still basking in the glow of the Super Bowl championship. The Sixers really are lucky that the Eagles won it this year.
By the way, their win last night, the first since the Eagles won the Super Bowl. That's unbelievable.
We said that.
They snapped an 8-game losing streak, I think. Oh, my God.
609-403-0973 is the text board. Go to my podcast, The Locker Room, Billy Schweim, and look up the Ken Morrow interview. Tell me how long he played his last shift. How long was his last shift in the game against the Russians 45 years ago? 609-403-0973.
This is not part of the answer. This is not the answer text in, but an anonymous texter said, worst part of the spectrum was the bathrooms. The walk from the third level to the basement was endless. Did you ever have to do that?
Yeah, the bathrooms, that's one thing. There was the amenity, I guess amenities, what do you call it? Amenities, I guess. Yeah, they weren't. Yeah, you had to wait in long lines for the bathroom, no doubt about it.
They weren't state of the art.
But I mean that building was so romantic. It was like people were right on top of everybody. You're right on top of the players. By the way, back then they didn't have the nets that stopped the puck. They didn't have that back then.
Oh yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Oh my
like,
God!
They made an announcement. Pucks like baseballs attendant leave the playing area. If you feel it's not safe to sit in attendance at tonight's game, refund your tickets at Gate J.
I mean, I even remember baseball, going to Phillies games when I was younger. The Nets weren't nearly as long as they were.
Baseball, they've only been there for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's crazy they weren't there the entire time because now that you look back on it, it's like people did
dangerous.
get really hurt. That's why they did it.
I went to a game where a lady got hit with a bat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was like the bat flew out the guy's hands and went into the crowd. I think she was okay.
With my daughter, I have my daughter over the games. Of course, Dr. Dominic Mariani from Pensacola Spine and Rehab has given us many tickets to give away to our listeners. They're the same seats that I sit in, 4 rows off the dugout, like right off the dugout. And if you're not paying attention 24/7, foul balls come whistling through there, bats. Well, little kids aren't paying attention if they're sitting that close. They're looking at everything but the game.
Yeah, they're looking at the Fanatic.
Yeah,
they're looking at
where's the Fanatic?
the cotton candy walking by.
Yeah, my favorite player. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, your head's got to be on a swivel.
I had a moment like that. I was with my ex-girlfriend at the game a couple of years ago, and I was down the first base line, and I think I was just looking watching Castellanos or something in right field, just daydreaming, right? And all of a sudden, a foul ball gets hit into our area. I bleep you not. Literally travels all the way to our seat, hits my ex-girlfriend in the shoulder.
Get out!
And then bounces and rolls under my seat, and I see a ball under my seat. I'm like, oh, a ball. I pick it up, and she's like, yeah, it just hit me in the damn shoulder. So if you're not paying attention, it will quite literally come back to bite you.
By the way, Fran just texted me. Fran Mclaughlin said Middle Township won their first South Jersey section championship.
Okay.
Not the state, but
It's
nevertheless, it's still
impressive,
their first
yeah.
state championship in the school's history. All right. When we return, we will talk with the head coach of the wrestling coach there at Middle Township, Matt Wolf. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you. With over 20 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give Chris Mooney a call in the Ocean City office, 609-399-1227. Now, I want to tell you about La Scala's Beach House. I love their meatball trio. I know you guys like their pizza, the margarita pizza, but the meatball trio is to die for. La Scala's opened 2 summers ago to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian, American, and seafood favorites, just like your grandmom used to make. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza, their daily specials, and their game day menu. Eat in or take out at La Scala's. They're open Thursday through Monday, 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. That's LaScalasBeachHouse.com. Let's eat. When we return, we'll talk with the head wrestling coach of Middle Township, Matt Wolf. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
On ESPN Radio. It's a showdown between two of the NBA's best. Puts up the three. Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, and the Denver Nuggets head east to face Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and the Boston Celtics. Nuggets at the Celtics. Coverage begins today at 12:30 Eastern, with tip-off at 1 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
Listen to the NBA all season long on 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. Please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Hi, this is former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver David Klemick. Are you looking for the ultimate spot to go catch a big game? Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township is your home for great food, cold drinks, and nonstop sports action. Whether it's an NFL, MLB, NBA, or NHL game, they've got all the action on their big screen TVs, plus one in every booth. Sink your teeth into their famous wings, juicy burgers, thin crust pizza, and signature stromboli. Thirsty? They've got ice cold beers on tap and handcrafted cocktails that keep you refreshed. So bring your crew, grab a seat, and feel the energy at Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township. It's where sports fans go to win. Tell them Dave Klemick sent you.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Xfinity here. How can we help?
Hi, my daughter invited her entire class to her birthday party. Can my Wi-Fi handle it?
Oh, well, at Xfinity, our latest gateways have tri-band Wi-Fi technology, letting you connect hundreds of devices at once.
No way. So if all the kids are watching stuff on their phones, well, their parents are sharing videos online.
Yep, go ahead and watch videos. They can all do their thing and party their way. No problem.
Oh, we are gonna need a bigger cake.
Now through March 21st, get fast, reliable 300 megabit Xfinity internet with unlimited data included and an unlimited mobile line for just $30 a month for 1 year. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless plan and auto-pay with stored bank account. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Xfinity internet required. Reduce mobile speeds after use of monthly data included with your data option. Data thresholds and actual internet speeds vary.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim and my Locker Room Youth Movement. Producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds, as we are here on a Sunday, the 2nd of March. Well, next week, daylight savings time there, Duck Dynasty?
On my birthday.
Yeah.
On my birthday.
Oh, is that right?
It's my birthday
that's
gift.
right. You're calling out sick next week. I don't
Yeah.
know what's with you guys.
Yeah.
Hey man, I had a cold. I'm sorry, I have a little bit of a bug to make because you said I text you the night before. I texted you like 12 in the afternoon.
Spreading fake news.
This wasn't a late night call out. I called out with like 24-hour notice. But
Well, you know what? Wrestlers can't call out because
that's true.
If there's one of the toughest sports, you got to be. I mean, I stopped wrestling because the practices were too tough, and the sport itself, losing weight and all the things wrestlers have to
intense,
do, the dedication that's involved in that sport is incredible. And Middle Township is having one heck of a year. Rick Spackman is the assistant coach for the head coach, and we're going to talk to him now. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room the head coach of the Middle Township High School wrestling team, Matt Wolf. Good morning, Matt.
Morning, Billy.
Matt,
thanks for having me on, guys.
Matt, what kind of year are you having, dude?
It's been a pretty special year, no doubt about it.
I mean, it started in the summer. You guys, you're the chief of the beach patrol at Avalon. You got a great crew, and you win the South Jersey Championship, which was unbelievable. And I know the pride that you guys felt the whole week. We interviewed you a week afterwards, and it was still going on. You still couldn't believe it. Now your wrestling team just wins its first championship in school history. You got to be on cloud nine.
Yeah. Interestingly, we had 5 Avalon lifeguards in our starting lineup that won that South Jersey title. So yeah, they're carrying over a little bit.
So Matt, real quick before we start talking about your team, I just said it. Wrestlers and wrestling practice, probably one of the toughest practices I've ever been through. I played football, basketball, baseball, a lot of ice hockey. I wrestled in 7th grade. I'm telling you, to be a wrestler, you got to be pretty dedicated.
Yeah, wrestling is a lifestyle sport. I think anybody that has wrestled at any serious level, it doesn't matter where it is. You can kind of look at another wrestler and you just kind of know, the sacrifice and the dedication that goes into it. And those words get thrown around a lot. But, you guys were talking about making weight and doing this and doing that. Yeah, if you don't make weight, you don't wrestle.
I mean, Matt, back in the day, Matt, I mean, Rick Spackman is your assistant coach. He's one of my very dear friends. He used to walk around school in like a trash bag sucking on oranges.
Yeah, well, I think times have changed a little bit there. We try to do things the right way in a healthy way. We encourage our kids. We're in there lifting now all season. It's about strength. We don't want to be sucked at. It's a lot more science-based. Right. But still, yeah, these kids are saying, cafeteria ladies are coming out offering them cookies, and they got to be like, nah, I can't have that. I got to go to bed all the time. I got to do things the right way. So that's kind of where the sport has evolved to. If you want to be real good at it.
And Matt, you just said something that's a key, and I try to instill this in my daughter. People don't realize how much rest the body needs, sleep. I know I have a couple of friends of mine. Matter of fact, I took your brother, Eric, came with me to lunch. We had lunch with Craig Berube, and we were talking. Like, I've talked to Chief several times. Like, right when he was playing is when athletes was transitioning over to health and fitness and eating right and getting a proper amount of rest, proper amount of sleep.
So, I teach health and phys ed. I say this to my classes. I say this to my athletes. I say this to my lifeguards. Eat right, sleep right, train right.
Yeah,
those 3 things.
Matt, talk to us about your team. Matter of fact, last week, was it 2 weeks ago, we had one of your wrestlers as our athlete in the spotlight, Adolessi. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah, Max Adolessi, yeah.
He's had a great year, hasn't he?
So, yeah, he's been our star on a team of stars. And last night won the region championship, only second kid in school history to do that. He's a region outstanding wrestler. And I said to him, Max, at the end of the year, there's 14 state champs. There's only 8 region outstanding wrestlers. That's a pretty special award. to win, and it was an entertaining match. He's actually named Maximus for the Gladiator.
Wow.
And his senior quote was, "Are you not entertained?" And last night they had a 17-17 match, and he pins the kid in the third period. The whole gym was on pins and needles. It was
Flair
great.
for the dramatic, right, Matt?
No doubt, no doubt. He was the last match in the South Jersey final. They clinched our first South Jersey team championship. So Max is the guy we want out there when everything's on the line.
Matter of fact, Fran Mclaughlin, who does our Athletes in the Spotlight, brought to you by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township, he sent me a picture. It was on the website of after that win, after his pin, you jumping up in adulation. I mean, that is such a great photo. I guess that's on NJ.com.
Okay, yeah, there's a couple going around in videos. Yeah,
That's
it was one of those moments
Matt.
where, yeah, you just kind of react in the moment, and I think all 10 of our coaches are running around in circles, and it's just like it's great when your kid's winning by a lot and you're in control. But this was just kind of this back and forth match, and all of a sudden, he comes up on top and pins the kid, and it's 17 years on my end, 4 years of high school wrestling on his end, a lifetime of work. Is kind of rewarded in an instant, and that's where you get that emotion.
That is such a classic picture. I'm looking at it now, and if you want to go to NJ.com and check it out, Matt, your reaction there is better than the one for the South Jersey champion when you won that one.
So I mean, don't get me wrong. That was that was a great night too. They're each special, but the South Jersey one, we kind of knew. We're like, all right, he's got to win by 8. He had won by 8, so we kind of knew. But this was, like I said, it was an instant, and it was over.
So, hey, Matt, you know what? I did a little wrestling. If you know a wrestler, you go to a wrestling match, you're sitting on the stands and you're moving around with every movement the wrestler makes. It's like, you know what I mean? You're like, it's almost like you're there on the mat with them.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can feel it. I mean, the best kids are be Max. I've got a great group of assistant coaches, guys that have wrestled for me in the past, get other lifeguards. Gary Negri, mentioned Rick Spackman. Yeah. Dave Julian was there yesterday.
Oh, yeah, Dave was there.
He was there watching. He's wrestling in college, playing football in college, doing great. But I've got other alumni, Dawson Town, Romeo Rodriguez. Like, these guys are in the room with us, and you're rolling with these kids every day. So you can almost feel, what they're going to do or what they should be doing while they're out there, because you've been working with them, and your best kids are going to wrestle your adults, and they're going to wrestle grown men every day, so that when they're wrestling other high school kids, hopefully it's easier on them.
We're talking with Matt Wolf. He's the head coach of the Middle Township High School wrestling team. You win your first championship in school history. That's unbelievable, Matt. I mean, what's the spirit like around school?
It's been great, and I was there. Look, I wrestled through Middle Township High School, and, it's been a long time. I mean, we've had, like I said, I've been there as head coach for 17 years. When I got there, we were 5-20. We had 9 kids on the team.
Wow.
And we've been through a lot of ups and downs, but the first day I got there, I bought a banner. I hung it on the wall. It's still hanging in our room. Huge banner that says, "Those who remain will be champions."
Wow.
And I was like, we just got to stick with it. You just got to stick with it. You got to keep working at it. And, it's you see the championship, and that's great. But, what you get out of these kids off the mat, what they learn from the sport, what they learn from being a part of the program, and you see them grow. I mean, a lot of kids will never win a region championship. A lot of kids will never be on a South Jersey championship team, but everything they're getting out of it, that's the stuff that people don't see, but that's really the most important piece of it.
We're talking with Matt Wolf. He's the head wrestling coach of Middle Township. Matt, talk to us about some of your wrestlers and all the things that they do to prepare. I think you're sending, 3 now to the States?
Calvin Park, missed all last year with an injury. He's going at 106 pounds. Sean Watkins, he didn't even start wrestling until halfway through last year as a junior. He wrestled a little bit growing up, decided to come back out last year, and he's going through. He was third at 215 pounds. We got 3 kids wrestling the state tournament, first time ever. We've got other alternates. Tyler King's a sophomore. He's 5th at 144 pounds, real competitive weight class. Maurice Matthews won his 100th match yesterday, was 5th at heavyweight. Wow. RJ Garden was a semifinalist. He's only a sophomore. He missed all last year with an injury as well. So we had a lot of kids that really had a good year. for us, and did a lot of sacrifice. Like worked hard together in the off season. We're in there at 6 a.m. before school. We're there after school until whatever hour. They put in a lot of time, a lot of sacrifice.
See, hey, Matt, that's the operative word. That's the word I was looking for. The word is sacrifice, because that's what wrestlers do. They have to sacrifice. I mean, not that other sports do, they do too, but there's something about wrestling that's a little extra special. You know what I mean? Like, I know you identify with that.
Yeah,
but the wrestlers got to sacrifice.
It's the only, I say, it's the only combat sport in high school, and that's, you got to go out there and it's a fight, and that word kind of gets thrown around a little bit, but it's you and the other guy, and you got to have a little bit of a mindset with that, and it's not for everybody.
No, it certainly isn't. Matt, what a year you've had, man. I'm like, this is, by the way, I want to thank you and your staff in Avalon. You guys give me great access. The locker room, when we get down there to cover the boat races, the lifeguard races, both on the boys and girls side. I appreciate the access you give me, but I'm so happy for you, the Wolf family, and everybody in Avalon down there. You guys do a great job. Congratulations. And now, next week is the state championships, right?
Yeah, and look, we appreciate everything on your end as well. We'll be down there in Atlantic City. Literally, I just got off the beach. I was just running on the beach. It's a beautiful morning down there.
Nice.
And a little cold, but I'm sure we'll see you down there soon.
Yeah, man, we'll be down there. All right, Matt, listen, good luck the rest of the way. And we really tell that Rick Spackman I said hi. He's, you know what, I got to tell you, Ricky, pound for pound, I'll put him up against anybody. He was a small.
Yeah.
So my brother Bob, a little quick story, a little anecdote for you. My brother Bobby and I went down we played football at Leeds McRae College in Banner Elk, North Carolina. And we're not big guys, but we went down and wanted to continue to play football after high school. We get down there. Rick called us almost every day, sent us letters because there was no cell phones back then, and wanted to know if we thought he could play down there. Can I play? How do I get in? I want to play. And guess what? He comes down. He's the smallest guy on that college football team, and he made the starting lineup the year after we left.
He is look, he's still in there. He still goes with these guys. He amazing. He coached me when I was in high school.
Is that right? He's got he's got artificial hip, 2 knees, and he's wrestling.
He's unbelievable. And you talk about work ethic and everything like that. You can see what somebody got from the sport and how they've applied to the rest of their life. Been incredibly successful. He's been a huge supporter of us over the last couple of years.
You know what, Matt? Not only does wrestling does something to the mental side of it, but you create leaders of men and people that go on. They can use what they use in wrestling practice and their experiences to the working world.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And guys like Rick, and I was fortunate to have good coaches, obviously great parents, a great family. That set me up, and that's each day I just try to be a good mentor, good teacher, good coach to the kids that are trusted in me right now.
Well, you've done a great job, Matt. Congratulations. Good luck with your the remaining wrestlers in the state over there in Atlantic City next week, and we'll be pulling for you.
You're the man. Thanks, Billy.
All right, there he is, head coach of the Middle Township High School Wrestling Team, Matt Wolf. Congratulations. Isn't that unbelievable, Andrew?
Yeah, I mean that's incredible to lead a team.
Look at the year he had. He wins the South Jersey Lifeguard Championships. And then he coaches the team to the wrestling team to win a championship.
Can't have a better year. You truly can. He's on the top of the world right now. And, it takes a lot to lead. Like you said, the sacrifice you have to make. I would never want to be a wrestler.
Well,
it seems cool. But my best friend was a wrestler, and honestly, I didn't know who he was for about 3 months of the year. He was a completely different person, miserable. You never wanted to talk to him.
No, because
after wrestling season was over, he was back to his normal self.
Because the word sacrifice, like he said,
that's
the
a great
lunch
word.
give you cookies, and you got to say, no, I can't have the cookies.
You really can't even put too much water weight on, especially on the day you weigh.
So when I was in 7th grade, real quick, the only sport that was available to us to participate was wrestling. We didn't have a basketball team when we were in 7th grade that year. 8th grade, we did it. I went out for wrestling because I wanted to do something. It was the hardest to get. I went 14-0, and out of my 14 wins, 9 were by pin. I pinned 9 of my opponents. And Mr. Corson, who's a legendary wrestling coach in South Jersey, begged my father, because the next year I went out for the basketball team, called my father almost every single day. And my dad said, hey, listen, I'm not going to tell him what to do. It's, he wants to play basketball. But yeah, because not that I chickened out, wrestling is tough, man.
Yeah, I mean, physically, mentally, you really have to be ready for that commitment, or else you're not going to survive out there. So
yeah, and it shows like even though, like you said, you were 14-0, like you were great at it, but I mean, it's such a sacrifice. It's not always worth it.
I mean, I like basketball better. Basketball's more fun. Wrestling, you got to be squared away, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the sacrifices they make and, everything they do during the season, it really becomes that much sweeter when you win a championship like that. So
awesome.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to Matt Wolf and the high school wrestling team down there at Middle Township. Hey, the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with over 20 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give Chris Mooney a call in the Ocean City office at 609-399-1227. Now, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. Were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. When we return, we'll wrap up hour number one. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim and my Locker Room Youth Movement. Producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. Coming up on Monday's show, we'll take a look back at both the Sixers and Flyers weekend, get you all the latest on the Eagles as they are 1 week away from the start of NFL free agency. Plus, we'll check in on the Phillies down in spring training. It's all on a huge Monday show.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson & Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Rendezvous Pizza, Rendezvous Pizza, Rendezvous Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Rendezvous Pizza, there's one right nearby. Rendezvous Pizza, Rendezvous Pizza. It's a pizza like you never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey. More like Mira joyed that Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at Walmart.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
The 2025 Hercules Tires MAC Basketball Championships are returning to Atlantic City's iconic Jim Whalen Boardwalk Hall for the 6th consecutive year, March 11th through the 15th, featuring 22 men's and women's teams. The tournament is fun for the family, featuring a band champ, Spirit Squad showcase, Kids Day, and mascot game. Don't miss the chance to be a part of the action to see who will cut down the nets and earn a spot in the big dance. Visit maxsports.com/basketball for more information.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, my Locker Room Youth Movement producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds. And, of course, we got a Flyers blanket to give away courtesy of Pro Image Sports and Fan Treasures. We gave it away last week, but the gentleman that won it said he's a Rangers fan, doesn't want it. So what we're going to do is you're going to go to my podcast, The Locker Room Billy Schwein, go to the interview where I have Ken Morrow, and tell me how long he said his last shift was the game that they beat the Russians. 609-403-0973. So you're going to have to go to my podcast, go to the interview where I'm interviewing Kenny Morrow, and tell me how long his shift was. 609-403-0973 is the text board number. Give us a call, give us a text, and give us the information. You'll win a blanket.
Yeah, first person to text in with the correct answer will win the blanket. We won't announce it till the end of the show, but plenty, listen, you got a chance right now. If you're out there listening, you got a chance to win this free Flyers blanket. Free as me, so I'd be texting in right now.
Free as me. All right, guys, remember I said perception's reality? Yesterday on the show, I was talking about Alec Bohm. He was, obviously he took a lot of heat. He had a great first half last year. He fell off the second half and was horrible down the stretch. And people, he has a reality. People perceive him as being a baby, spoiled, rotten baby, right?
Oh, I wonder why.
He got those locks flying and everything. All I simply said was, maybe he should do what Nick Sirianni did: shave his head and come back and show everybody he's serious. What do you think of that?
I mean, I see the point you're making. With the haircut he has, it does give him that kind of
He just looks like he's like a
annoying frat boy,
perpetual.
Yeah,
it just gets to me.
That'll never happen.
Why not?
Yeah, I don't
Why
think
not?
he will.
He's an athlete.
It's the moneymaker right there, man.
The locks.
The flow, yeah. I mean, that's his
You
staple.
dating that girl?
Yeah, the ESPN analyst, Aaron Dolan.
He has his lady fans, I know, on Twitter.
That's exactly why he needs to cut his hair, because all this is getting to him. He needs to concentrate on baseball. He needs to come out with a new look and show people he's dialed in. He's focused.
You know what's going to happen? He's going to swing the first pitch in the postseason with 2 runners on, down 2 runs, and he's going to pop up and he's going to wear his, emotions on his sleeve again. Even if he has a buzz cut.
I hate this blank in place.
Sure, even if he has a buzz cut, that's not going to stop.
See, he did the right thing after that comment, Andrew.
He did.
After the game, he said, he owned it. He took responsibility for it. He's got to do the same thing. Trey Turner got a standing ovation last year, turned his season around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Alec Bohm's got to do something, Andrew.
And again, Alec Bohm last year, I mean, you say he fell off in the second half. I would say even in the second half, he was still one of the bright spots of the team until he suffered that injury. I took him out, and then since then,
Andrew, perception's reality. If you perceive somebody's like hair, I don't know. It just
I get what
like
you're
Alec
saying.
Bohm. I'm not a hater.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he needs to change the perception that people have of him.
Yeah,
I don't know if a haircut's going to do that, though.
Why not?
Because I think people want results.
I
don't think shaving your head automatically gives you superpowers.
That's sending a message that you need to. That you're trying something different.
But if there's no results, though.
But also, when Sirianni did it, everyone kind of clowned him for it. I mean, obviously, it worked in the end.
In the end, it worked, didn't it?
Yeah, everyone. Yeah, maybe you have
See,
a
now I
point.
got your blood flowing.
It's a few different things.
Both
though,
you guys set up in your chairs right there.
Yeah, I mean, saying some nonsense over
You think
there.
you get Duck Dynasty to cut his hair?
I never cut mine.
You cut yours.
Not happening.
No, I didn't. I have the little modern mullet on the side, but I haven't cut the length in the back.
By the way, Jeff just texted me, one of our listeners. He said he was at the game when Christian Leitner hit that bucket.
Oh my God!
So coming up next, we're going to talk to Lou Scheinfeld, Blades, Bands, and Ballers. He's got a new book out. We'll talk to him about that. And at the bottom of the hour, we'll get our high school athletes in the spotlight with Fran Mclaughlin. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds, right here on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Every choice you make matters. Winning or dining out, grabbing takeout from your favorite local spot, or shopping for that perfect outfit at a neighborhood boutique. You're giving back to your community. It's not just about supporting businesses, it's about strengthening connections and keeping your community vibrant. Town Square Media South Jersey is proud to shine a spotlight on local businesses that make our area special.
Health Source Acupuncture Integrated Medicine, helping people with today's most challenging chronic and complex health conditions. HealthSourceAcupuncture.com. Broadleys is your local source for plumbing, heating, and air conditioning service and installation since 1911. Call 609-390-3907 or visit broadleys.net. First Bank of Sea Isle, Cape May County's community bank. Hot Bagels, your local bagel store. Always fresh, always delicious. Storybookland. Create your own story at Storybookland.
Thank you for supporting your local businesses from Town Square Media, South Jersey.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-932-5858. That's 800-932-5858.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code MOTOR for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code MOTOR for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code MOTOR.
These days, it feels like everyone is talking about how the American dream of homeownership has become out of reach for so many of us. Well, Rocket is trying to give us more of a chance to own our homes. They're making homeownership simpler and more accessible to more people, turning renters into owners. Rocket believes that every one of us deserves a shot at the American dream. So, are you ready? Own the dream. Visit Rocket.com or call 800-4ROCKET.
Hey, it's Mike Gillis. Football winds down. College basketball is gearing up. Fans are ready to see which teams will prove they are ready to shine in March and who will be seen in San Antonio. You can get in on all the action from tip-off to the final whistle at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Right now, new ESPN Bet Sportsbook customers can bet $10 to get $100 in bonus bets and unlock 30 days of ESPN Plus. Download the app and sign up with promo code RADIO100 to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
South Jersey's official play-by-play home of the Eagles, Sixers, and Flyers.
At 0 point would I ever consider not being a fan of the team.
97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey.
Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy.
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein and my locker room youth movement, producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds, as we're it's March 2nd already, and like next week I think is daylight savings time.
Yeah, it's coming up.
By the way, it doesn't get dark. It gets dark down around 6:05, so you add another hour, 7:05. Next thing you know, we'll be late daylight till 8:30.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast it hits you. I mean, sucks we lose an hour of sleep, but it's the sacrifice you got to make.
Spring forward, baby. Spring forward. All right, so a couple of weeks ago, I met Lou Scheinfeld. I went to lunch with Lou and Louis Capelli and Jeffrey Nash, who does our horse racing segment with us. And Lou's got a book out called Blades, Bands, and Ballers. But people don't realize our next guest how important he was to bring in the Philadelphia Flyers to the city of Philadelphia, getting Kate Smith to sing before the games and a whole lot more. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room, Lou Scheinfeld. Good morning, Lou.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
All right, Lou. I got to tell you, I just started reading your book, and but what caught me are all the chapters. Old Blue Eyes, Smoking Joe Frazier, Kate Smith. You've got it all here. The really interesting read. But I was telling my locker room youth movement, my producer and my intern Andrew Leeds, who are in their early 20s, they really don't remember the Spectrum, and that place was one magnificent spot to watch a sporting event or a concert.
It was, and it was kind of by accident too, because the city only gave us 4.5 acres to build, so we had to build a building that was almost straight up rather than spread out like the modern one. So you were on top of the action, and we didn't spend 10 cents on sound. And it turned out that because of the building and the roof and everything, the sound was so great that concerts, which we really didn't count on as events, became one of the biggest things in that we had.
Lou, I got to tell you, people don't realize how much of an integral part for bringing the Flyers that you were. The story you told us at lunch I thought was really fascinating. How you were in Montreal, you had to get a check to what, like $2 million to Clarence Campbell. Give us a brief description of what you went through that day.
Well, we Jerry Wallman, who owned the Eagles, had a man running the building, running the team by the name of Ed Snyder. And Wallman was running around the country building all kinds of things, and he and Ed Snyder came up with the idea of trying to get a National Hockey League franchise for Philadelphia. The league was going to expand from 6 teams to 12, and they wound up getting a franchise, and that's when I went to work for them. But Jerry Wallman went under, bankrupt. He was building the Hancock building in Chicago, 100 and some stories, and the building was falling and had to be torn down and started all over, and he went bankrupt. So we were left $1 million short of a $2 million franchise check we had to turn over. And Ed Snyder said to me, listen, we got to hand in this check on Monday. We only have $1 million. You go up to Montreal. I'll stay here and try to get that other $1 million. Well, by some miracle, he pulls it together. He gets the money together. Now, we don't have cell phones. We don't have computers. They don't exist yet. So I'm at payphones and running back and forth. And he finally says to me, listen, I got the money. I'm going to wire a $2 million check to Montreal to the bank. It's right across the street from the hotel where you guys have to turn the money over. What time do you have to give the money? I said 1 o'clock is our schedule. And word had been that we were bankrupt, that we weren't going to come up with the money. And Baltimore, which was the first alternate, had a $2 million check, and they were standing there. They heard we were going to default. So I go over to the bank at around 11:30. I'm waiting for the check, and there's a blackout on the East Coast. So there's no electricity in Philadelphia. so he couldn't wire the check. So he, through a bank in New York, Morgan Guarantee, they had that helped us on the deal. They had a private wire, whatever that is, to Montreal, and they sent the check. So the check comes through. I grab it. I run across the street. It's a hot June day. I'm in a 3-piece suit and a tie, and I climb over the big barrier in the middle of the boulevard and up the steps to the Queen Elizabeth Hotel. And Bill Putnam, who was president of the team back then, looked at the check. He says, "Oh my God, the check's no good." I said, "Why? It's certified." He said, "No, it's made out to the National Hockey League. It has to be made out to the New York Rangers because each of the new teams coming in had to turn over a $2 million check to one of the old teams." I said, oh, my God. So I run to a payphone. I call Snyder. Snyder says, I'm having a heart attack. He says, go back to the bank and wait. I'll see what I can do. He says, I can't believe this. So I run back to the bank, and I wait. And, again, I'm climbing over the barrier in the middle of the street. It's 95 degrees. I'm waiting at the bank, Royal Canada Bank. And finally, the check comes through, and it's made out to the Rangers. I said, oh, thank God. Run back. Cross the street, over the barrier, up the steps, down the hall, and the Baltimore guys are standing there, and I hear Clarence Campbell, the president of the league, say, Philadelphia, you're up. Now, he was very skeptical that we were going to have the money. He didn't he didn't really want hockey expanding into America. He was a real Canadian. So I go in, and he said, do you have the check? I said, yes, I do. Here it is, sir. And I hand it to him, and he looks at it, turns it over, hands it to Bill Jennings. He looks at it, turns it over, and he said, that'll be all. I said, and I turned into Jerry Lewis. I said, like, did we get the franchise maybe? Do I get a piece of paper or a receipt? Because Mr. Snyder probably going to want to see some proof. He said, that'll be all. He said, you'll have the franchise if the check clears, which I doubt. So, of course, it was certified. The money was already in the bank. So I come out and I see the Baltimore guys. I said, guys, I think you are screwed.
Well, thank God you got that money in on time. We wouldn't have had the Flyers. And, of course, all those years at the Spectrum, great concerts. You had, like, the Rolling Stones, and Billy Joel's been there a million times, Tom Petty, all the great, Frank Sinatra, all the great entertainers have been there. You actually even talked to Frank Sinatra, you're telling us.
Well, I did. It was a funny story. Well, it wasn't funny at the time, but I was paid a visit. I was president of the Spectrum at this point, and Sinatra was coming in for 2 sold-out shows. Now, Sinatra in Philadelphia was God. You know, all South Philly and Cherry Hill came. You know, they actually got dressed up and came and worshipped him. So I was leaving for Acapulco and the next day on a vacation, and I get a call from Mickey Rudin in Los Angeles, who is Sinatra's manager. And he says, listen, the Teamsters in Philadelphia want to buy some tickets. I said, okay, you know, we can sell them 4 or 6 or what. He said, no, they want 1,000. I said, holy moly. He says, yeah, it's okay. Frank wants to help out the Teamsters. Now I'm smelling like, I don't know if this is kosher. He says, they're going to come in tomorrow with a check for $15,000. Now, our top price ticket was $15 back then. Right. He says, they don't need front row. Give them nice seats and be nice to them because, Frank, this is important to Frank. I said, absolutely. Frank wants it. Frank gets it. So I said to Snyder, hey, listen, Frank Sinatra wants it. He said, I don't want to know it. I don't want to know anything about it. You handle it. He says, if it goes south, it's your problem. So I said, well, thanks, boss, for the support. And I tell my controller, I said, Alan, look, Teamsters coming in tomorrow with a check for $15,000. Give them nice seats, not front row, but nice seats. I said they're going to resell them at $30 for their welfare fund for kids and widows and stuff like that, allegedly. He says, fine. So I take off for Acapulco at 6 o'clock the next morning. I'm sitting at the pool in a bathing suit, and the bartender says, is your name Scheinfeld? I said, well, it's Scheinfeld, close enough. He says, I got a call for you. I go, you got a call from me? This can't be good. So he hands me the phone, and it's my secretary, and she's crying. I said, Linda, what's the matter? She says, there's a man sitting at your desk. I said, yeah. She says, he's got a gun. I said, what? I said, who is it? She says, I don't know what his name is. I said, well, she says, I think his name is Flowers, Frankie Flowers or something like that. I said, this is definitely not going to be good. So I said, put him on. I said, Mr. Flowers, I hear we got a problem. He goes, you got the problem, pal. He says, I'm sitting here with nosebleed seats. He says, I was supposed to get downstairs, El Primo Ticks. You know what I mean? I said, oh, well, I'm sorry. There must be some mistake. I don't know what happened. I told my controller to give you the really good seats. I said, can you come back tomorrow? We'll get you. He says, I ain't leaving. I'm sitting at your desk. He says, I'm sitting there until I get the tickets. I said, let me talk to Alan, my controller. I get on and I go, what did you do? These are Teamsters. They'll kill us. So he says, I didn't think they needed such great seats. I said, I don't think you need the job anymore. So he gave them good seats, and they left, and everything went on. So now I'm sitting at the bar, and I had brought a young lady down with me to Acapulco that I was hoping to impress. It was actually our first date. And she's sitting next to me in a little bikini. We're on stools in the water at a bar in the pool. And I said, I got to call Mickey Rudin and make sure everything's okay. So I call him, and he answers and curses me out. I said, Mickey, everything's fine. He says, Frank's not coming to your building. He's pissed. He's going to Atlantic City. He's going to play the convention hall. He's going to have 30,000 people there instead of 2 shows at 15,000 at your joint. I said, oh, my God, please tell him I'm sorry. He says, tell him yourself. He's sitting right here. I go, holy cow. Now I'm in my bathing suit in the pool. He gets on. I said, oh, Mr. Sinatra. I'm not. He said, hey, kid. He says, we're just effing with you. He said, everything's cool. He says, buy me some Jack when I'm in Philly. I said, oh, my God. Yeah, but I'm going on. He'd already hung up. I'm still talking into a dead phone. And then I look and I remember she's there, and she goes, what's happening, Louie? I said, I give her my best Humphrey Bogart. I said, doll, you don't want to know. And everything turned out okay. 2 sold-out shows. I sat there. I didn't sit on the first row. I sat with the Teamsters, believe it or not. So that was a very interesting chapter in my life.
Well, I got to tell you, not only an interesting chapter of chapters, Blades, Bands, and Ballers, the story of how you guys rescued the Flyers and created Philadelphia's greatest showplace, the Spectrum. There's a lot of great stories. It's a great read, about 200 pages. I recommend it. How people get this book, Lou?
Well, they could go online to Barnes & Noble or Amazon. It's available. They could also go to the website, themuseumofsports.org, themuseumofsports.org, and order it, and I'll personally autograph it and send you a little note.
Like you did for me. I appreciate it. Also, real quick, you guys are working on a museum in Philadelphia. Tell us a little bit about that briefly.
Well, we've been working on it for 11 years, believe it or not. Unfortunately, 2 of our wonderful benefactors passed away, Ed Snyder and Lou Katz, and Ed Rendell got ill. And then we had a pandemic, but we have survived. We're back. We're working very closely right now with Comcast Spectacor, Dan Hilferty and his great staff, to be part of the big redevelopment of the sports complex down there. The Phillies, the 76ers, and the Comcast Spectacor together are going to spend about $2.6 billion to turn it into a little center city, like they've done in Atlanta and other places. So we're hoping to open there. Be about 3 years before they open all this. But in the meantime, we're working on opening a pop-up museum somewhere in Philadelphia in next year, 2026, when all the people are coming to Philly for the
250 years celebration.
Yeah, the World Cup, the Major League All-Star Game, and also we're working on that. Had a great meeting at City Hall the other day with Isaiah Thomas, councilman, who's in charge of doling out the 2026 money, and we're very excited about it. We have more stuff. I call it stuff. We have more wonderful, priceless memorabilia than we can fit in 5 museums.
That's unbelievable. Well, listen, I wish we had more time, Lou, but we have to run. This book is amazing, and you got some awesome stories in there about how you got Kate Smith to come and sing and how you actually named the Spectrum. It's all in there. Lou Scheinfeld, I really appreciate all your time. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, guys. You too.
All right, there he is. Lou, I'm telling you, guys got to read this book, especially if you're younger and you don't, because Andrew, you don't remember the Spectrum, do you?
No, not like actual experience.
Nope, never been.
I'm telling you, that Spectrum was like, there were hockey teams and basketball teams literally afraid, intimidated to come and play us.
Really? Because the environment?
It was everything. Like you heard Lou. He was built straight up, so everybody's looking straight down on you.
Yeah.
It was like a very intimate setting to watch
Right.
sports, and concerts is a great spot to watch concerts.
I can't believe you had to walk to the basement to go to the bathroom.
You just walked from the second floor to walk to the first floor.
Ah, okay.
For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the locker room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. They deliver. Tell them the locker room sent you. Hey, I want to tell you about McCann Appraisers. For all your real estate appraisal needs, call John A. McCann and Associates, 609-263-7422. Ask for Norma, whether for commercial or residential properties, for estate, tax, financial planning, divorce, financing, and more. The professionals at John A. McCann and Associates are licensed and ready to assist you anytime. 609-263-7422. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schwein and my Locker Room Youth Movement. Producer Danny Ryan and intern Andrew Leeds right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Small.
Y'all are saying biscuits aren't as good as bagels for breakfast sandwich? The biscuit is better.
Cece, no,
The biscuit is
New
better.
York. What are we doing?
I don't know. Y'all are having the wrong. I don't know who making y'all biscuits. Y'all are all off. Like, if you got a biscuit as the vehicle for the breakfast sandwich, I'll take that 10 times out of 10 over a bagel.
What?
Wake up weekday mornings with Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman on 97.3 ESPN.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia Star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hundreds of Volkswagens in stock and on sale. Hundreds of Mitsubishis, even 100 electric Bintelli golf carts in stock and on sale at Tom's River Auto Group. And not one a penny over sticker. Plus, Tom's River Auto has a Birds fan bonus. $500 off just for showing up in a team jersey, hat, socks, whatever. How easy is that? New or used, Tom's River's got plenty, but hurry. On sale, they're flying. Click Tom'sRiverAutoGroup.com.
Hi, this is former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver David Klemick. Are you looking for the ultimate spot to go catch a big game? Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township is your home for great food, cold drinks, and nonstop sports action. Whether it's an NFL, MLB, NBA, or NHL game, they've got all the action on their big screen TVs, plus one in every booth. Sink your teeth into their famous wings, juicy burgers, thin crust pizza, and signature stromboli. Thirsty? They've got ice cold beers on tap and handcrafted cocktails to keep you refreshed. So bring your crew, grab a seat, and feel the energy at Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township. It's where sports fans go to win. Tell them Dave Klemick sent you.
Xfinity here. How can we help?
Hi, my daughter invited her entire class to her birthday party. Can my Wi-Fi handle it?
Oh, well, at Xfinity, our latest gateways have tri-band Wi-Fi technology, letting you connect hundreds of devices at once.
No way. So if all the kids are watching stuff on their phones, well, their parents are sharing videos online.
Yep, go ahead and watch videos. They can all do their thing and party their way. No problem.
Oh, we are gonna need a bigger cake.
Now through March 21st, get fast, reliable 300 megabit Xfinity internet with unlimited data included and an unlimited mobile line for just $30 a month for 1 year. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless plan and auto-pay stored bank account. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Xfinity internet required. Reduce mobile speeds after use of monthly data included with your data option. Data thresholds and actual internet speeds vary.
This is New Jersey Human Services Commissioner Sarah Edelman. Home health aides and direct support professionals are in high demand to help older adults and individuals with disabilities to live active lives. Learn more today. Visit jobsthatcare.nj.gov.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, the Locker Room Youth Move, producer Danny Ryan, intern Andrew Leeds. 609-403-0973 is the text board. You got to go to my podcast, The Locker Room Billy Schwein. It's on 8 podcast locations. Go to the Ken Morrow interview. It was in the I guess, hour and 35 minute, with 3/4. It was at 11:30.
Yeah, and it was the Saturday show last weekend, just so you know.
I asked Ken Morrow, he told us how long his last shift was, the day that the game that they beat the Russians. He was on the ice for the last,
blank.
Well, I don't want to tell you how long. Tell me how long it was. Go back and find it. Send us the text board, the answer to the text board at 609-403-0973, and you'll win our Flyers blanket.
Easy to find the answer. All you have to do is be the first person to text in with the correct answer, and you get a free Flyers fleece blanket. I mean, the thing keeps you warm. It's big.
It's a big one. And not only that, the person that won it said he's a Rangers fan. He didn't want it.
Yeah.
So we're re-gifting.
Yeah.
We're re-gifters this morning.
Right.
609-403-0973. Got to go to my podcast. Tell me how long was Ken Morrow on the ice for that last shift when they beat the Russians?
If assuming you know that game, it was an intense, it was an intense ending. So how long was he on the ice?
In miracles, yes. Like I've been seeing so much stuff on social media. It doesn't. I check. I look at it all. It doesn't get.
And obviously, Arizona was at the tournament, the 4 teams tournament, wearing the I'm blanking on the name, the jersey of the brothers.
Gaudreau?
Gaudreau.
The Gaudreau brothers.
Yeah. The Gaudreau. I didn't see that.
Yeah, that's what he was wearing, right? I believe he was wearing the Gaudreau jersey when he was doing the pregame ritual. I'll confirm. I'm pretty sure it was Arizona.
So yesterday, real quick, I do want to touch on the Phillies real quick. Danny, who do you want to lead off?
I think it's time to give Trey the opportunity, to be honest with you. I've been a huge advocate for Kyle Schwarber leading off as of late, but or should I say over the past couple of years, even in the postseason. But now it's the point where these bats have come up short in the postseason for 3 consecutive seasons.
They've gone backwards ever since that World Series run.
It's a downward trend, and you have to switch something up. And I think if you where you'd put Schwarber, I'm not quite sure, because the Phillies have played around with putting him at batting second. They've also obviously in the field.
Why can't they put him in the fourth hole?
They could, but it'd be back-to-back lefties if you put Bryce 3. I mean, I think in a perfect world, the lineup would be Trey Turner, Bryce Harper 2, and then Alec Boehm 3, Schwarber 4, and then maybe Castellanos 5. Or you could flip-flop one of Boehm or Castellanos. But the thing is, right, left, as you get to Schwarber. I think that would be ideal.
I agree with that.
You agree with that? I'm not worried about the right, left.
But Rob Thompson is.
I know.
Yeah.
Andrew, I made a statement yesterday, and tell me if you agree with this. For the Phillies to win this year, I think 4 of their big names, 4 of them, are going to have career years batting offensively. And that would be JT Realmuto, Trey Turner, Schwarber, and Harper. Those 4 guys need to have, they could even get away with Castellanos just doing what he did last year. I'm not
Boehm, what he did in the first half.
Boehm, what he did in the first half. Stott was hurt last year. He's got to improve.
Yeah.
He batted, I think, 2 years ago, he batted like 289 or 280 or something like that. And then last year it was like 239 or something.
Yeah, and battling through.
Battling through injury.
Right, he revealed that at the start of spring training.
We need
this year.
4 of those guys that I just named to have career years. And, of course, Boehm and Stott need to have, build on the years that they've had.
And you now need guys in the bullpen to step up as well. I mean, think about it. You lose a lot of key guys in that bullpen. Some other guys are going to have to step up and make a name for themselves.
I bet you Hoffman, he's going to Toronto. I bet you he has a bad year. I just have a feeling.
Well, he failed 3 physicals. I mean, who knows?
And not only that, down the stretch, he faltered. He was horrible.
Yeah, he wasn't quite the same guy he was at the beginning of the season
Andrew,
through the All-Star break.
Do you know if they're going to be making him a starter in Toronto, Jeff Hoffman? Not that it affects us too much.
I'm not sure. I'll look into it. I don't know what their plan is with Jeff Hoffman.
Because obviously that was the rumor for majority of the
postseason
offseason.
I wrote at 97.3ESPN.com. They do every Friday. The ABS system, I'm loving it.
I love it.
I think it's great.
I don't know if you remember, I mentioned this a year ago on this show. I said what they're doing in AAA right now should be in the majors as soon as possible, because it's what, a 10-second process?
It's not even that. It's
yeah.
Andrew, if I wrote that if this is something that holds the game up, then I'm not for it.
Right.
But it's anything but. It's been very timely. It only takes like 5 seconds from the time that the person touches their head. 5 seconds, and it's getting it right.
Yeah, it's kind of like the pitch clock where, people were super upset when it came in. I know there's still people who don't like it, but I mean, they kind of seamlessly integrated it.
I don't mind the pitch count right now. What I do mind is they should be able to go to first base as much as they want.
I kind of agree with that.
You're going to try to pick the guy off. You don't want him to steal.
Or at least make the limit more than 2.
Right.
I don't know. Like, I feel like there is a balance.
Yeah, but if the guy can just lead off and try to get picked off, and after the third time, then you got a green light, you're going.
I think some of these rules should be tweaked for the postseason, to be honest with you. Do whatever you want in the regular season, but give a guy 4 pickoff attempts per batter, per inning, I should say, in the postseason. Give it a pitch clock of, 35-40 in the postseason from, the moment you retire a batter. Those things need to be tweaked in the postseason for me because, for example, that Bryce Harper homer to send us to the World Series, the build-up to that entire moment, you don't get that with the pitch clock. I mean, he took his grand old time, did his ritual, was able to see as many pitches as possible, wasn't rushed up there at the plate, and obviously sent us to the World Series.
They do make adjustments, like the whole having the man for extra innings, having the guy at second. I mean, the playoffs,
runner.
That's not the case. So
exactly.
they've shown the precedent that they're willing to do that. And also, by the way, you mentioned Jeff Hoffman. Actually, 5 hours ago, according to MLB.com, he's preparing to be the Blue Jays closer.
Oh,
apparently. So a little bit of he closed a couple games for us.
Alvarado looks good in a couple appearances he has.
He's lost some weight.
Luzardo looked good with changeup. Looked unbelievable the other night.
He did.
Wheeler looked good in his 2 innings that he pitched.
No surprise there.
I think the Phillies, their strength is their starting pitching.
You had Christopher Sanchez hitting 98 consistently in his first start. I mean, if he can hit that velocity for majority of the season, that's a completely different pitcher.
Painter, he's waiting in the wings.
Yeah. And then you also have Miller. I mean,
Suarez.
You never know. Yeah, I was going to say Ranger. Hopefully he can get back to his
I think he's
ace ways.
He's trade bait.
He is, but you never know. I mean, if he starts playing lights out, I'll take it.
Well, he was lights out the first half of the season last year.
Yeah.
They better be careful.
Remember his numbers, his ERA was like sub-0.
Yeah.
Or sub-1.
No, he was amazing. And then obviously he had the little collapse, but when the postseason came around, he gave us 5 or 6 solid innings of,
so they
one
got
run ball.
A potential 7 star. They need 5 stars. They got a potential 7.
Yeah.
Their bullpen, while they lost a few people, I think they replaced it. I like the bullpen.
Yeah, they're relying on some younger guys too. They're really expecting.
The offense is I think that's going to be their albatross.
Yeah, I think the bullpen is a little bit more beat up than you might think. Like they're relying on some guys to take a workload they haven't taken before. But you're right. The bats. Like back to the Schwarber point, I think you need to bat him fourth just to be able to get him more RBI opportunities.
Leeds, what's worse? What do you think? What do you think's the Phillies' soft spot? If they have a hole, is it the batting order? Is it offensive production, or is it the bullpen?
I mean, I would say based off what we've seen in the playoffs as of late. I mean, it's the batting, it's the offense. I mean, it's just there's not a lack of consistency across this entire lineup. I mean, Schwarber had a pretty good year last year, but there were times where he was like looked terrible out there. And you got guys like Stott obviously playing through the injury, Marsh, Rojas. We still don't know what's going on with that logjam.
Yeah, it's getting funky out there in the outfield. They're playing Edmundo Sosa, already played him in left. They played him in center yesterday, I believe. They got JT Realmuto playing in left a little bit, Schwarber at first. There's a lot of guys out of position
Ready
this
for
year.
this? Schwarber, Turner, Harper, Bohm, Castellanos, Bryson Stott, JT Realmuto, Kepler, Brandon Marsh. There were 5 runs per game versus righties, and they were 4.59 runs per lefties. So they have the numbers, but they just, at the end of the season, they fall off the cliff.
Yeah, I mean, the postseason is really just a matter of who's hot at the right time. And, the one exception, I think, would be the Dodgers because of how stacked they are, especially after this offseason. They got that much better. But every other team, unless you're paying for that premium talent to solidify your roster, completely through, then it's who's hot. And the Mets were hot last year.
And I don't want to hear from Mr. Met, Jeff Dowling. He's going to be calling in here, pounding his chest. Mr. Met.
Soto looks good, man.
Soto. Yeah. He's already starting to send me text messages and irritate me.
Is he going to actually watch a game this year?
Probably not. No, when he works in the summer, man, he's at Playland 24/7.
Thing is, with these Mets fans, they don't realize they don't have a starting rotation.
No,
and they have a good.
Their rotation got lucky at the end of last year.
It did, and they lost Luis Severino. That's a big arm for them. They obviously retained Minaya, but their lineup's good. Don't get me wrong. You re-sign Pete. That rotation is definitely worrisome.
All right. For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. They deliver. Go down to Circle Liquors. Now, I want to tell you about Escala's Beach House. We love that place. The food is delish. It opened 2 summers ago to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian-American and seafood favorites, just like your grandmom used to make. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza, their daily specials, and their game day menu. Eat in or take out at Escala's. We're open Thursday through Monday, 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. That's escalasbeachhouse.com. Let's eat. When we return, we'll have our high school athletes in the spotlight with Fran Mclaughlin. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. Coming up on Monday's show, we'll take a look back at both the Sixers and Flyers weekend, get you all the latest on the Eagles as they are 1 week away from the start of NFL free agency. Plus, we'll check in on the Phillies down in spring training. It's all on a huge Monday show.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Hi there, this is the Negadelphian from the locker room, and I might be negative about our Philly sports teams, but one thing I'm positive about is Elisa's shoes. Are you looking for the perfect pair of shoes? Then step into Elisa's shoe store on Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey, where style meets comfort, from trendy sandals or everyday sneakers or an elegant heels for a night out, they've got it all. Their friendly team is there to help you find the perfect fit, no matter what the occasion. That's Elisa's Shoes at Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey. Go to elisashoes.com or call 609-391-8859. Tell them the boys from the locker room sent you.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey, more like Mira joyed that Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at Walmart.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
We're famous for our buffalo wings. The Piccalilli comes to cooking wings. We're the king. The Piccalilli.
On game day, don't wing it. Take the trip to the Pick. Stop Jersey's king of the wing. Try their award-winning wings, tails, and ears in mild, spicy, or hot, or signature flavors like garlic parm, hot honey, Jim Beam maple, and more. For eat-in or takeout, get your chicken wing fix on Route 206 at the Piccalilli Inn. Join the flock. Follow them on Facebook for events and game day specials.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
I love the song. That way you throw your love away. All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group Studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein and my Locker Room Youth Movement. Producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds, you young bucks, just got a little bit of an education from Lou about the spectrum. And you guys, I recommend you read this book. You get a little history. Back in history class.
Who sings this song, by the way?
the police.
Let's keep it that way. you walked right into that one. You should have seen that coming.
You got me there, Dan. Man, we yesterday we had the head coach of the Pittman boys basketball team, Ron Meyer. They played Burlington City and they won the game, so they're going to move to the next round. Haddon Township won. They beat Palmyra. They move on. The Kip School lost, so I don't know I think Haddon Township is going to be playing Pittman. We're going to check that out. Look at the schedule. Then we had Matt Wolf on today from Middle Township with his high school team. They just won their first South Jersey Group 1 championship, and now they got wrestlers in the state championship. And now it's time for our high school athletes in the spotlight, brought to you by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township. Each week, Fran Mclaughlin, owner of the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township, will highlight a male and female high school athlete for their outstanding achievement in high school sports. Brought to you by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room our good buddy, Fran Mclaughlin. Good morning, Fran.
Hey, Billy. How you doing today, guys?
I was telling the youth movement here, man, I went to that Haddon Township game last night, back and forth. It was very exciting. And these high school sports, man, they give you an extra dynamic that you don't get at pro sports. You know what I mean? It's all done for the love of the game and for the town. The school.
Yeah, especially nowadays. I mean, it used to be somewhat like that in the collegiate ranks, but the NIL has basically destroyed that as well. So, yeah, that's why it's fun to follow and cover these high school kids, especially you had Matt Wolf on. And, as a longtime coach, you can appreciate a guy that comes in and sets a foundation and, for a program and then follows through and it gets to see the kids just develop, and eventually get to the places they want to be. So
you can hear it
the right way.
Fran, you can hear the pride coming out of his voice, right, Andrew? You can see what he said. He went to school there. He wrestled there. Now he's the coach for the last 17, and they get their first South Jersey Group 1 South Championship. I mean, could you imagine the pride he's feeling?
I mean, it's got to mean a lot. I mean, especially being, like you said, an alumni of that school and leading to their first ever championship. I mean, that's what makes high school so special is you have that deep connection.
Like a tradition and a deep connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do what you believe in. You do it the right way, and yes, when it comes out, it definitely you have to take a lot of pride in it. I mean, you wouldn't be doing it otherwise. So, it was nice to like I said, they've had a great season. It said he's had a flair for the dramatic. That kid at 190, and
right.
So give
us a rundown. Give us a rundown on the. I guess you want to start off with basketball first. Some scores.
Fine. Basketball. So you mentioned you were at the Haddon Heights or Haddon Township. Haddon Township game Group 1. They're the number 1 seed. They move on.
No, they were the number 3 seed. They were the number 3
I'm sorry. I'm thinking about the girls again. We talked about this more. They were number 3 seed. No, the number 1 seed was Pittman, who you also had Ron Meyer on yesterday.
Yeah.
That's South Jersey Group 1. They move on to Tuesday semis. In Group 2, you got Lower Cape May will move on. They're going to take on number 1 seed perennial power Camden in the quarters on Monday. Group 3, number 1 seed Ocean City needed overtime. A little 3-point play in overtime to get by Seneca yesterday. So the Red Rainers will host Absegami on Tuesday. Group 4, Atlantic City, they're still around. They'll go to the quarterfinals on Monday. And then the rest of the boys, non-public teams that are still playing will be St. Augustine, Wildwood Catholic, and Holy Spirit. So they're all still alive. And then we get to the on the girls. Again, in that Group 1, Haddon Township is the number 1 seed. Wildwood and Clayton are also still alive locally in Group 1 girls. Group 2, we got top seed Middle Township will be in the quarters on Monday. Group 3, got Absegami. They'll go back on the court on Tuesday. And whenever you have a 2,000-point scorer on your starting 5, you always have a chance. Then Group 4, you got number 4 Egg Harbor and upstart Atlantic Tech as the 11th seed, still alive in Group 4. And then you have the non-public schools that are still alive are Holy Spirit, Wildwood Catholic, and Our Lady, I don't even want to call them Our Lady of Mount Carmel, Our Lady of Mercy. Our Lady of Mount Carmel is a school up in PA. So they're all headed to the quarterfinals in non-public action. So obviously basketball's hot and heavy. Everything else kind of winding down. Like I said, you had Matt Wolf on We started with 3,000 wrestlers last weekend in individual draws. 440, I think, three qualify for the state championship individual finals at Whalen Boardwalk Hall, March 6th to the 8th. So congratulations to those. Are going to go. That's always a great event. 3 days. It'll start next weekend. And then swimming and indoor track. They finish up for good today with the meet of champions in both sports. So we're kind of winding down here. So basketball and wrestling still kind of the focus, but we're kind of getting closer to spring. Daylight savings time. We'll be playing baseball games till 8 o'clock at night for a little league soon.
All right, now it's time for your high school athletes in the spotlight.
All right. Well, we talked about Middle Township girls basketball, and our girls athlete in the spotlight this week is going to come from that team. It's junior guard Reagan Powell. She hit for 24 points on 4 3-pointers in Middle Township's first-round state win over Camden Charter Academy on Wednesday. She was coming off a 15.8 rebound performance in Middle's Cape Atlantic League championship game win over Holy Spirit last Saturday. She's a 3-year varsity performer. She's hitting double digits in 25 of her last 27 games now, including a season-high 28 February 13th against Millville. She's averaging 16.2 points a game and takes advantage of her freebies, hitting 89% from the free throw line. I know you teach fundamentals to your little kids, Billy, so I know you appreciate that.
Yeah.
So Reagan Powell of Middle Township girls basketball is our girls athlete in the spotlight. And our boys athlete in the spotlight, we're going to go back to the wrestling mat. We have Liam Kisby, a junior from Absegami Wrestling.
Nice.
The last 2 weeks have been really good, especially for Liam. He won the District 29 championship at 106 pounds and came back yesterday and placed 4th at the regional championship to qualify for his first state final appearance. He'll be headed to Boardwalk Hall next weekend. And talking to his coach, Nathaniel Ross, this morning, Liam's really emerged this season, posting a 32-6 record, including a silver medal performance at the Pete Adams tournament in Vineland. Again, Ross had mentioned that this is a kid who's worked hard, came in as an 88-pounder, just hoping to get up to 106 pounds as a freshman. He's the kind of kid who just again, works hard and really appreciates and just enjoys his success. And not surprisingly, as a junior, he's one of the team captains, the only junior team captain for the Absegami Braves. And they also plays baseball for Absegami. So Liam Kisby and Reagan Powell are athletes in the spotlight this week. As always, they will receive a Philly Pretzel Factory gift card and a free pretzel coupon for each one of their teammates and coaches.
All right, Fran Mclaughlin, as always, we appreciate you and look forward to talking to you next Sunday right here in the locker room. Thanks, Fran.
Sounds good. Take care, guys.
All right, we'll see you next week. All right, there he is. There's our high school players, athletes in the spotlight, sponsored by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township. Each week, Fran Mclaughlin, owner of the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township, will highlight a male and female high school athlete for their outstanding achievement in high school sports, brought to you by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township. That's exciting stuff right there.
Yeah, it's great to have that segment every week, highlight some high school athletes.
Keep the local flavor going, guys.
For sure.
He got me amped up for some baseball, baby.
I know.
Playing baseball until after 8 o'clock.
I was the head coach of the JV boys team in Glassboro for like six years.
I'm sorry to hear that for them.
The varsity kept taking all my players.
Dang.
But he's right though. Baseball, you'll be playing till like 8 o'clock. The sun
under those bright lights.
Yeah, man, it's great.
That's why I joke I'm losing an hour's sleep for my birthday because it's daylight, setting the clocks back. But really, I'm happy for it because I'm tired of it being pitch black at 5 o'clock. It's ridiculous.
All right. Anything that I leave out with our professional teams before we go to the break? Anything that you guys, you want to touch on because we got a couple of minutes left here in this segment. We covered a lot of stuff.
There's the Myles Garrett rumors.
I was going to say, let's real quick. What would you pay for Myles Garrett?
I mean, you're gonna obviously have to give up at least one first, if not two.
Would you have to give a current player up? Would you give up a Nolan Smith?
Yeah, I mean, that's what the rumor seems like.
I would not give up, though.
I would not either.
I feel like it's between Smith or Jalix Hunt. I think one of those two would be on the chopping block.
I would give away Jalix Hunt. I wouldn't give away Nolan Smith.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, at the end of the day, if you get rid of Nolan Smith to get Myles Garrett, don't get me wrong, Myles Garrett's better than Nolan Smith, but the goal is to pair them together on the same defensive line.
If you get Nolan Smith, could you keep Zach Vaughn?
You could probably do both. I mean, you could probably give him a package.
Remember, the salary's
going
up. The cap's going up.
You'd probably have to sacrifice, obviously, Becton. And
no, I want to keep
Milton.
Becton and Vaughn.
See, but if you're gonna bring in Garrett,
you're gonna have to say. So
I'm sure Howie could find a way to make it work, but
yeah, you would think they're already 1,900 a cap right now. And that doesn't even take in consideration that the cap is moving up by 9%.
Yeah, and you're going to have to give Garrett an extension as soon as he arrives in Philadelphia, too. He's expecting that.
Yeah.
If I'm the Eagles or any team, for that matter, trying to trade for Myles Garrett, you clearly have all the leverage. I mean, Myles Garrett has come out. His agent has said in the media he will not even consider an extension with the Browns. That ship has sailed.
Yeah,
so
he doesn't want to be back there.
I think 2 firsts and a third, maybe another pick on top of that because of how good he is.
Only
He's
have
29.
But we only have 1 first-round pick this year.
Yeah.
And it's
32.
It's Myles
But that's
Garrett,
the thing you're
though.
thinking about. If we add Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
You know, like that next year's pick might also be 32.
Right.
You never know. I wouldn't mind. It's basically a second-round pick.
And we could be looking at it, kind of as the A.J. Brown trade, where you traded, the 23rd overall pick for A.J. Brown, whatever it was, and they drafted Traylon Burks, who's, played 4 or 5 games in the past 3 years. So, I mean, draft picks, you have to hit on them, and there's no guarantee those teams are going to do that.
I trust Howie Roseman to make the right deal. I think he's going to try to keep on Becton and bring in Myles Garrett.
I think Bond's extension gets announced this week, to be honest with you.
But I would not part with Nolan Smith. And you know what? Hassan Reddick is a free agent.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I
love your reaction.
It's like I feel like that ship has sailed. But Myles Garrett, the way I look at it, it's not a move that I'm pounding at the table like he needs to get this done. Because I like this young defensive line.
He's probably the best.
Don't get me wrong.
The
other side of that coin, though, is I do want Myles Garrett, and I'll be ecstatic.
Plus, if you get him, you
him.
keep him away from the Commanders.
How about the Commanders getting Debo yesterday, by the way?
Yeah,
oh, what a joke.
A bag of balls, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was a 5th-round pick, and they ate majority of his contract. That's why they only gave up a 5th. But, I mean, what is he at this point? That's a meaningless
How old is
move
he,
to me.
34?
No, he's still on the younger side. He just doesn't play like it. He's very out of shape. I don't know if you remember the picture of him at Radio Row in the
AJ jersey.
Yeah, that was not
he
a pretty
walked right
sight.
by me.
I mean, I will say having Terry next to him will probably give him some, and Jaden Daniels as quarterback.
He just turned 29 in January, so
I think he'll be all right for them. But
Myles Garrett's 29 as well.
Yep.
Playing at a much higher level, though, than Deebo
At the very least, if you don't get Myles Garrett, though, and I think Howie Roseman will do this, he needs to go sign some veteran pass rusher to pair with these young guys. As much as I love Jalix Hunt, I don't know if I want to rely on him to be a starting edge rusher, in year 2 immediately.
See, I don't want to mortgage. I know that Howie Roseman loves draft choices.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's going to give. I don't think he's going to give 2 1s and a 2.
But you look at it last year, we pretty much got 2 number 1s values in terms of Quinion and Cooper.
Right.
He could sacrifice a couple after having such a great draft.
Last thing I'll say, I like his kind of how he's approaching this with Myles Garrett. He's only really going to sweep in and overpay if the Commanders are about to make a move for him, and that's how it should be,
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schweim. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. They deliver. Hey, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. Were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. When we return, we'll wrap it up. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
NBA Sunday on ESPN Radio. It's a showdown between 2 of the NBA's best.
Catches it, puts up the three.
Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, and the Denver Nuggets head east to face Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and the Boston Celtics. Nuggets at the Celtics. Coverage begins today at 12:30 Eastern, with tip-off at 1 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
Listen to the NBA all season long on 97.3 ESPN.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Servicing Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical. They're number one.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Hey, if you have ugly yellow toe fungus, you got to hear about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. It works from both the inside and the outside. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflesh.com. Jake started off with a small spot on his big toe and then it spread and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything to get rid of it. Nothing helped. And then we found crystalflesh.com. It was the only thing that worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflesh.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflesh.com.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. As football winds down, college basketball is gearing up. Fans are ready to see which teams will prove they are ready to shine in March and who will be seen in San Antonio. You can get in on all the action from tip-off to the final whistle at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Right now, new ESPN Bet Sportsbook customers can bet $10 to get $100 in bonus bets and unlock 30 days of ESPN Plus. Download the app and sign up with promo code RADIO100 to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, Danny Ryan, and intern Andrew Leeds right here. All right, we got a winner for the blanket there, Danny Ryan.
That we do. Tom Jameson swooped in 13 minutes before the next quickest texter, saying 1.5 minutes, and that would be correct.
That is right, 1.5 minutes. He was on that ice for 1 minute 30 seconds. I said to him, I said, Ken, wasn't that an eternity? He said he'd rather be on the ice than someone else. That's really wild.
I mean, it is crazy, but that just shows the dedication he had.
Yeah, man. He wanted to be on. So that's what big players. You want somebody that wants the puck, wants the ball. Wants to be in there at crunch time.
Yeah, when the lights are the brightest,
right?
You want them to want to be out there. That's why Jalen is so great.
How about did you hear what Jordan Mailata said?
Yeah.
He said he was interviewed the other day, and he said he went up to Jalen. He said, "Hey Jay," in his accent, he goes, "How do you perform? You play your best games in the biggest.
The bigger the moment, the better you play.
And
how do you do it?
That's just what I effing do."
Yeah, that's what the F I do. He said, but he took a nice long rip of his cigar.
Yeah.
Looked at him
like a Hollywood, like right out of Hollywood.
Right. Oh my God.
So listen, I don't know if you guys know this, But Mr. Negadelphia, PJ Corda, is buying us all Jalen Hurts jerseys.
Really? That's actually happening?
Yes.
Wow.
Because he made the bet. He said if he
Super
wins
Bowl
the
jerseys?
Yeah, if he wins the MVP.
Oh,
We're
boy.
getting Super Bowl jerseys.
Are we? All of us. Us included.
Dude,
Me and Andrew included.
Yeah, if I'm included, I'll take it. I understand if I'm not.
He said the locker room crew.
All right.
And let's face it.
Hey, I'm holding him to that.
After what he won for the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
he can afford it.
I've only had the pleasure of meeting the Negadelphian like twice in person, but I mean, I greatly appreciate it.
Generous man.
Hey, man, next year, Jalen Hurts has got a pass for me from now on out.
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
There you go.
All right. Hey,
Congratulations to Tom Jameson again. You're the winner of our free Flyers blanket.
Danny, thank you so much.
Of course.
He comes in here with hardly any sleep, does a great job.
Yes, sir.
Andrew, thanks for showing up today.
Yeah, I try.
You're going to hear it for the next few weeks from this guy.
I want to thank Lou Scheinfeld. Don't forget to get his book, Blades, Bands, and Ballers. I want to thank Matt Wolf, the head coach of the Middle Township wrestling team, and, of course, Fran Mclaughlin with our high school athletes in the spotlight. Thanks for making the locker room part of your Sunday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you next weekend right here on 97.3 ESPN.
The preceding program was paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
It's Joe and Q with Joe Fortenbaugh